Hello, friends! One of the most talked about films of 2021 was Ridley Scott's House of Gucci. Based largely on Sarah Gay Forden's book of the same name, the film tells a sensational story of murder, madness, glamour, and of course, greed. Before the film's release, the heirs of Aldo Gucci even issued a statement harshly criticizing the movie, claiming that the producers did not consult with the family and portrayed the Gucci members as thugs and ignorant people, insensitive to the world around them. This is extremely painful from a human point of view and offends the legacy on which our brand is built, the family said. But while everyone was watching the unforgettable performances of Lady Gaga, Al Pacino, and Adam Driver, let's talk not only about the famous family, but first and foremost about the Gucci brand itself, a symbol of Italian glamour and style, and something much more than just clothing. Guccio Gucci, the founder, was born in Florence in 1881 into a family of merchants. There's even a legend that the family once traded saddles with the now iconic green and red stripes, but by the late 19th century, they had switched to selling straw hats. However, business was not always successful. In this ordinary Italian family, the main character of our story, Guccio Gucci, was born. Little is known about Guccio's childhood and youth, but one thing is certain, his love for trade and craftsmanship was inherited from his parents. At the age of 23, Guccio made a bold decision. With his father's guidance and family approval, he opened his own workshop for making equestrian equipment. The workshop was named Gucci, just like the brand in Ridley Scott's film. At that time, there were several such workshops in Florence. However, the workshop did not last long. A loud quarrel between Guccio and his father, who tried to advise him on business matters, led to its closure. Perhaps due to his youth and character, Guccio could not handle the expectations and pressure. After this failed attempt, he left Florence to seek new opportunity. London, the turning point. Guccio traveled to London, a city of opportunity, using his last savings. There, he quickly found work as a bellboy at the luxurious Savoy Hotel. This experience was crucial. Every day, Guccio admired the high-quality luggage of the hotel's wealthy guests. He was inspired by the craftsmanship and the prestige associated with these items. Florence, after all, was the leather capital of Italy. Why couldn't he create something just as fine? Guccio spent 10 years at the Savoy, saving money and learning about the tastes and expectations of the elite. Interestingly, he was eventually fired from the hotel, a twist of fate that turned out to be a blessing. Had he stayed, the world might never have heard of Gucci. Returned to Florence in the first workshop. Guccio returned to Florence and with his savings opened a small leather goods workshop. The business grew slowly but steadily, and most importantly, it brought him joy. Around this time, he met his future wife, Aida Calvelli, who became his guiding light and the mother of his 5 children, Grimalda, Enzo, Aldo, Vasco, and Rodolfo. The family also raised an adopted son, Ugo. Aida supported Guccio in all his endeavors, allowing him to focus on his craft. Initially, the workshop specialized in equestrian gear and riding accessories, as well as luggage, a passion likely born from his years at the Savoy. Each handmade item was of the highest quality, and the brand's first logo depicted a bellboy in livery, a nod to Guccio's past. Additional facts. The Savoy Hotel where Guccio worked was one of the most prestigious hotels in London, frequented by royalty and celebrity. Florence has a centuries-old tradition of leather craftsmanship, which greatly influenced Gucci's early designs. The green-red-green stripe, now iconic, was inspired by traditional saddle girths used in horseback riding. As word of Gucci's craftsmanship spread throughout Florence and beyond, the family needed to expand. They opened their first store on Via de Tornabuoni in Florence. Above the entrance hung a sign, G. Gucci, designed in the Art Deco style. Over time, the store's products became increasingly popular among affluent clients, and their customer base expanded beyond Italy. The small shop near the Ponte Vecchio was filled with suitcases, bags, briefcases, and various accessories. Guccio Gucci created his own elegant designs, combining English style with details borrowed from the Savoy Hotel. The quality of the products was paramount. To prove the durability of his luggage, Gucci once jumped on his suitcases in front of a skeptical customer. Family and dedication to the business come first, Gucci claimed, and his family worked tirelessly for the brand. Guccio's sons played an active role in the development of the family business. Sadly, his eldest son, Enzo, died at the age of 9. Guccio fostered a sense of competition among his sons, believing that healthy competition would maintain high standards. Aldo proved to be the most resourceful and business-minded. He is credited with creating the famous interlocking GG logo. Year after year, the brand successfully developed, introducing practical and innovative designs to the world of fashion and style. By the early 20th century, about 30 people worked in the small workshop and several stores had opened. By the end of the 1930s, the small family shop had gradually grown into a factory, allowing the family to produce not only bags and suitcases, but also gloves and reticles. The war years and material innovation. In 1938, the first Gucci boutique opened in Rome. However, the outbreak of World War II brought new challenges. With people traveling less and focusing on practical needs, Gucci had to adapt. The government requisitioned all manufacturers for its own needs. The company survived by securing a contract with the army to produce boots. As leather became scarce, Gucci found a solution by using canvas. This led to the creation of the iconic Gucci print, which later became a leading material for bags. After the war, pigskin became the primary material for bags. The bamboo bag, an icon, is born. In 1947, Gucci introduced the bamboo bag, a leather bag with a bamboo handle. This bag became an instant hit, solidifying Gucci's position in Italy and beyond. The design was inspired by the shape of a saddle. The bamboo was imported from Japan and carefully heated and bent into shape by Florentine artisans, expanding the empire, Milan and New York. The family business grew rapidly. In 1951, Rodolfo opened a Gucci boutique in Milan, and Aldo ventured into the American market, opening a store in New York City at the Savoy Plaza Hotel on 59th Street and 5th Avenue. Guccio Gucci himself never visited this location, as he passed away 15 days after its grand opening. Additional facts. The Art Deco style of the first Gucci sign reflected the modern aesthetic of the 1920s and 1930s. Guccio Gucci's emphasis on quality and durability helped establish the brand's reputation for excellence. The use of canvas during World War II demonstrated Gucci's ability to innovate and adapt to changing circumstances. The bamboo bag remains one of Gucci's most iconic and recognizable designs. After Guccio Gucci's death in 1953, his sons Aldo, Vasco, and Rodolfo inherited the business. Aldo, the eldest, took the lead in expanding the brand internationally. Under his guidance, Gucci became a symbol of Italian luxury and elegance, recognized around the world, Hollywood, and the jet set. The 1950s and 1960s marked the golden age of Gucci. The brand's products became favorites among Hollywood stars and international celebrities. Audrey Hepburn, Grace Kelly, Elizabeth Taylor, and Peter Sellers were all seen with Gucci bags and accessories. Jackie Kennedy, the First Lady of the United States, was often photographed with a Gucci shoulder bag, which was later renamed the Jackie bag in her honor. Gucci's signature loafers, introduced in 1953, became a fashion staple. The horsebit detail on the loafers was inspired by the brand's equestrian heritage. These shoes were worn by celebrities such as John Wayne, Frank Sinatra, and even Queen Elizabeth II. In 1985, the Gucci loafer was added to the permanent collection at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Gucci's products also appeared in films, further boosting the brand's prestige. In Roman Holiday, Audrey Hepburn's character wore a Gucci silk scarf and loafers. The bamboo bag gained even more popularity after being featured in the film Viaggio in Italia. The iconic GG logo and signature designs. In 1960, Aldo Gucci created the interlocking double G logo in honor of his father. This logo became one of the most recognizable symbols in the fashion world. The brand also introduced the green-red-green web stripe, inspired by traditional saddle girths, which became another hallmark of Gucci's identity. During this period, Gucci expanded its product range to include not only bags and shoes, but also clothing, watches, jewelry, and silk accessories. The company opened boutiques in London, Paris, and Tokyo, solidifying its status as a global luxury brand. The Gucci lifestyle. By the 1970s, Gucci was synonymous with success, glamour, and exclusivity. The brand was often compared to Ferrari and Lamborghini in the world of fashion. Owning a Gucci item became a status symbol, and the brand's clientele included royalty, movie stars, and business tycoons. Gucci's influence extended beyond fashion. The brand's aesthetic helped define the jet-set lifestyle of the era, characterized by international travel, luxury, and sophistication. The opening of the Gucci boutique on Rodeo Drive in Los Angeles set the tone for the street, which later became home to other luxury brands like Saint Laurent, Chanel, and Ralph Lauren. Additional facts. The Jackie bag was originally called the Constance before being renamed after Jackie Kennedy. The horsebit loafer is still one of Gucci's best-selling products today. In 1972, Gucci became one of the first luxury brands to open a store in Tokyo, marking its entry into the Asian market. The double G logo and web stripe are now protected trademarks, fiercely defended by the company against counterfeiting, family conflicts, and the fall from grace. Despite its global success, the Gucci family was plagued by internal strife. The unity that once drove the brand's growth began to unravel in the 1970s and 1980s. Disputes over control and inheritance led to bitter legal battles between Aldo, his sons, and his nephew Maurizio, Rodolfo's son. The situation escalated when Aldo's son Paolo tried to launch his own line, Gucci Plus, against his father's wishes, leading to Paolo's expulsion from the company. In 1983, after Rodolfo's death, Maurizio inherited half of the company and soon ousted Aldo from leadership with the help of Paolo. The following years were marked by lawsuits, accusations of tax evasion, and public scandals. Aldo was even sentenced to prison in the United States for tax fraud. The family's infighting severely damaged the brand's reputation and business. By the late 1980s, the company was in crisis. The proliferation of licenses and mass-market products diluted the brand's exclusivity. Counterfeiting became rampant, and the once prestigious Gucci name was losing its luster. The company's financial health deteriorated, and the family's control slipped away. The end of the Gucci dynasty. In a desperate move to save the company, Maurizio Gucci sold 48% of Gucci to the Bahrain-based investment fund Investcorp in 1988. By 1993, overwhelmed by debts and unable to restore the brand's former glory, Maurizio sold his remaining shares, ending the Gucci family's direct involvement in the business after more than 70 years. Tragedy struck in 1995 when Maurizio was murdered in Milan by a hitman hired by his ex-wife, Patrizia Reggiani. The sensational trial and media frenzy inspired books, and decades later, the House of Gucci film. Tom Ford and the Gucci Renaissance Gucci salvation came in the form of American designer Tom Ford, who joined the company in 1990 and became creative director in 1994. Ford's vision was bold, sexy, and unapologetically glamorous. He slashed the number of Gucci stores worldwide, reduced licensing agreements, and refocused the brand on high fashion and exclusivity. Ford's collections were revolutionary. Velvet hip huggers, satin shirts, provocative evening gowns, and the now famous G-string with a gold Gucci logo. His daring advertising campaigns, shot by photographers like Mario Testino, were both controversial and iconic. Under Ford's leadership, Gucci's profits soared, and the brand regained its status as a fashion powerhouse. In 1999, Gucci became the center of a dramatic takeover battle between luxury conglomerates LVMH and PPR, now Kering. Ultimately, PPR acquired a controlling stake, ensuring Gucci's future as part of a global luxury group. Additional facts. By the early 1990s, Gucci had over 1,000 stores and licensees worldwide, many of which were closed during Ford's restructuring. Tom Ford's influence extended beyond Gucci. He later revitalized Yves Saint Laurent and launched his own successful brand. The infamous 2003 ad campaign, featuring model Carmen Cass with a shaved G on her pubic area, became one of the most talked about fashion ads of the decade. The Maurizio Gucci murder case is still one of the most notorious crimes in fashion history. The post-Ford era and new creative directions. After Tom Ford's departure in 2004, Gucci went through a period of transition. Ford's successors included Alessandro Facchinetti, who led the brand for just over a year, and Frida Giannini, who served as creative director until 2015. Giannini brought a more romantic and feminine touch to Gucci, reviving classic motifs and introducing new bestsellers like the Flora print and the Gucci Bamboo collection. Alessandro Michele and the Gucci Revolution. In 2015, Alessandro Michele was appointed as Gucci's creative director, marking the beginning of a new era. Michele's vision was eclectic, maximalist, and gender fluid, blending vintage inspirations with modern sensibilities. His debut collection, featuring a red silk blouse with a large bow for men, set the tone for a bold and unconventional approach. Michele's Gucci became known for its vibrant prints, whimsical motifs, and references to art, history, and pop culture. He blurred the lines between masculine and feminine, often dressing men in traditionally feminine garments and women in masculine tailoring. Michele's collections drew on everything from 1970s glam rock to ancient Roman and Chinese art, creating a unique and instantly recognizable aesthetic. Under Michele, Gucci transformed into a garden of earthly delights, filled with flowers, butterflies, birds, and mystical symbols. The brand's shows became major cultural events, and collaborations with artists and other fashion houses, such as the 2021 Hacker Project with Balenciaga, generated global buzz. 100 years of Gucci, celebrating a century of style. In 2021, Gucci celebrated its 100th anniversary. The milestone was marked by the Gucci Aria collection, which paid tribute to the brand's most iconic designs and included a high-profile collaboration with Balenciaga. The Gucci Love Parade collection, inspired by the golden age of Hollywood, honored the brand's deep ties to celebrity culture and the entertainment industry. Gucci also expanded into beauty and fragrance, launching successful lines like Gucci Bloom and the Alchemist's Garden. The first Gucci perfume, Gucci No. 1, was released in 1974. And since then, the brand has produced numerous bestsellers in the fragrance world. Gucci in pop culture and language, Gucci's influence extends far beyond fashion. The brand's name has become synonymous with luxury and high quality. In English slang, Gucci is used as an adjective to describe something stylish or excellent. The earliest known example of this usage appeared in the September 1989 issue of Harper's Bazaar, where singer Lenny Kravitz described his bedroom as very Gucci. Commitment to sustainability and social responsibility. In recent years, Gucci has made significant strides in sustainability, launching initiatives to reduce its environmental impact and promote ethical practices. The brand has committed to carbon neutrality, sustainable sourcing, and supporting diversity and inclusion within the company and the wider fashion industry. Gucci's parent company, Kering, is one of the world's largest luxury groups, also owning brands like Saint Laurent, Balenciaga, and Bottega Veneta. Alessandro Michele's tenure saw Gucci's sales and cultural relevance reach new heights, making it one of the most influential brands of the 2010s and 2020s. In 2019, Gucci launched a niche fragrance line, the Alchemist's Garden, considered one of the best in the luxury perfume market. The brand's centennial celebrations included exhibitions, special collections, and global events, reinforcing its legacy as a fashion icon. From a humble bellboy in London to the founder of a global fashion empire, Guccio Gucci's journey is a testament to vision, resilience, and creativity. Over a century, Gucci has weathered family feuds, scandals, and changing tastes, yet it remains a symbol of luxury, innovation, and enduring style. Today, Gucci is not just a fashion house, it is a cultural phenomenon, inspiring millions and shaping the future of fashion.